Hello and welcome to the Trample Back Podcast, episode 83. I'm Gary Black and joining me as always is Chris Conroy.
Hello.
And a very ill John Walker.
Hello.
What's happened to you?
I don't know, I woke up with a cold and it's so there's this...
summer cold.
I don't know if it's a sexy nasally sound or just really horrible nasally sound, I can't tell.
Do you sound sexy or snottery?
I feel both at the same time, but I don't know how I sound.
Hot. So because we covered so many celebrity deaths last week, and we've recorded a couple of days earlier, we don't have any.
Well, we don't need to. If one appears, then we'll cover it. But we can't be at the bedside of Prince Philip.
So what's happened is, you know how in the 90s and the early 2000s they talked about the rise of 15-minute fame?
Yeah.
What we're doing is we're trying to just find the right generation for that to hit.
Yeah.
So enough people that have had all the 15 minutes of fame that maybe in the future every 4 days will be a good celebrity death.
I think we need an algorithm.
Aye.
Like what would be the perfect? Like 8 days, you'd probably get 1.6.
Yeah.
People that have received any kind of fame.
But see, with like inevitable water shortages or famine, there's going to be like an episode that we're just going to have to do 3 hours of celebrity deaths.
Yeah.
But they're all going to be in a really rare country.
There was a thing that died this week.
Thing, right? Okay, go.
It was Neil Young. Who's Neil Robinson?
The BBC
Nick
presenter.
Robinson.
No, Nick Robinson.
Why do I want to say Neil Robinson? Neil Young, the famous juice manufacturer, sponsor of Wimbledon, and member of Neil Young. Do you know how long ago that was? It was nearly 5 years ago.
Was it?
Yeah. It's not like a week ago. Came out with upgraded. Was it FLAC files? FLAC
Yeah,
FLAC files.
It was like the thing beyond MP3 for people who go, it's too compressed.
It's too I want it to sound like vinyl, and they get people like Elton John and Bruce Springsteen into a car, and they played the music through this Pono player. And the sound seamlessly is it's like listening to it in the studio. And the 2.5 minute clip was amazing. Like as soon as you seen it, going, that's how I want to experience diluted juice. But when they released it in the Kickstarter, he got fucking millions in 6 hours. He got all the money he needed, to manufacture the thing, research it, and put it out. And then he says the music companies have absolutely stifled it. See the company that was running the media library, where you could. Within months of him releasing the thing, Apple bought the company that was releasing the high fidelity sounds, and immediately just made it not cost effective to be releasing it.
It's the beauty of capitalism.
So that's how batteries are getting held back, isn't it? Because oil companies bought up all the battery companies.
To a certain.
I mean, and there was me thinking that governments made conflicts of interest like a thing when purchasing other companies.
See, originally when do you know what? I'm going to make the mistake here. See, initially when they were wiring houses, see the way we're powered now, is actually really, really not the most effective way of powering houses.
Yeah. Like
it came down AC or DC coming into the house, and Nikola Tesla said that you could do it. You could do it through the stratosphere. Mm-hmm. You could send a charge up into there and then power things round about you. Essentially, see if you think about the Dodgems.
Yeah.
See if you think of the roof of the Dodgems.
Yeah, you just put an aerial on your roof.
Aye. We could all be driving cars like that.
But then your neighbours would just be crashing into your house all the time. See
when Tesla died and all these ideas were there. Mm-hmm. Do you know who was the first person in and raided his safe when he died?
Who?
Trump's dad.
What?
Trump's dad worked in the hotel that Tesla died in.
Really? Is it really?
Yeah. You can look this up. So the safe was absolutely raided. All his ideas throughout his life, he got absolutely ransacked. But the reason that they went one way with the power was people like J.P. Morgan, Thomas Edison, all these people in that group. They all had money in copper. So they needed the copper to sell for the wiring, and that's why they chose that way, and the more efficient way was kiboshed. So what's the film that he makes? David Bowie plays Tesla, The Prestige.
Yeah,
See
that film.
See when he goes to see David Bowie Tesla, and the lights are in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
That's you can actually power it through the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Like you can do it, but
Big Copper said no.
Big Copper said no. But the same thing happens with these music files. A big company comes in and says, no, we're going to squash that. That's not going to be released. You'll just suck up your MP3s. But vinyl sales are on the up as well, so that maybe went against Neil Young.
Yeah, but the majority of people who buy vinyl to be seen buying vinyl.
Do you know 50% of vinyl is never opened after it's purchased? It's kept as memorabilia. I love the idea of having a record player. Am I going to do it? Not just now, I'm not. You know, like...
I just bought one of the Sonos cubes.
Right.
So I'm not now moving away.
Right, you've bought into that.
I've committed to something else.
Yeah, I've got a Google Home with a Spotify connection.
And as everyone knows, I commit to things for at least 6 weeks.
But what are you using the new phone-wise? Android or Apple?
Samsung S8.
So you're Android.
I'm Apple.
You getting fucking annoyed with that Bixby cunt?
Oh my god, every time you fucking hit a certain button, it fucking keeps coming up.
What's that?
Bixby is like... He's like the Android prick that isn't Alexa. And nobody... See, I've got a theory. Right, sorry.
You know, you go to a pub. Well, maybe Gary, your pub days over don't seem to be there. But like, you go to a pub and there's always one guy that's in the pub every time you go in, but you don't really want him to come and talk to you.
Capturado.
But yeah, but he will.
Yeah.
You'll do something wrong, like you'll be on your own because your mates went to the toilet. He's going to appear. That's what happens with your phone. You hit the wrong button, and it just appears. And I go, "Why are you coming
Fuck
up my
off,
phone?"
Bixby.
Is it like the Android version of the Microsoft Paperclip?
Yes. that's what Bixby is. Bixby.
Fuck Bixby.
Why have I made Bixby a guy?
Gender fluid, probably.
Well, I've got my Siri set to an Australian woman.
Yeah.
Just based on the Travago adverts.
But then see when you...
I've got mine set as a Muslim cisgender ex-male.
Why?
Olympian.
It just doesn't answer them until we can get on board with everything that they're asking for. Why would you turn it to an Australian? Surely you're asking the question. You don't want your answer to sound like a question back to you. It's not just this horrible fucking circle with question marks at the end of it. What's the weather going to be like in Dumbarton today? The weather's going to be sunny? Yeah. And then it's going to be wet? Why the fuck would you do that?
Well, it makes me feel a little happier. Gives me a little spring in my step.
Bixby should be the celebrity death. Samsung, you have fucked up with this one.
So it's only on Samsungs?
Mine's is Samsung and I get Bixby.
What's the thing? What's the how? Is it Huawei? Is that the other phone? Is that the one?
The Korean one?
The one that's banned in America?
Oh, is it?
Because they're saying it can take files from your computer.
We should ask Sab, you'd know.
Yeah.
Our Korean correspondent.
So they're the third biggest phone provider.
The photographs that they take are absolutely amazing.
But they've banned...
Is that the one you were showing me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But America have definitely banned networks allowing them to be used in their country. And it's definitely nothing to do with Apple being a US corporation.
If you do have an Android phone, you can still get the Tramplebat app on Google Play.
I was going to say something about the...
Having the Tramplebat app's like vinyl. You only have the Tramplebat app to show people that you have the Tramplebat app.
Using iTunes for wee guys. How come everybody's saying that?
Don't, it's
How
horrible.
come everybody's saying that?
Is this the Shaggers wee guys part?
Oh, it's horrendous.
Aye.
It's like, oh, that's for wee guys. Oh, my decision must be bad then.
We guys, it should be wee guys, and then it's use the wee guy shagger part. Shaggers don't know what the wee guy shagger part is.
Wee guys go to uni.
That's the inception.
Shaggers have to go to parents' night when they're 23. Stick that out. Wee guys and shaggers, fucking rotten.
We guys need to get badges at the European Championships.
I don't even... We fucking went to... Down watching the final of the cycling there. And the cycling's finished. And me and Ralph are going, right, come on, we'll get a lead on, we'll get ahead of this traffic. Ralph's got a fucking 4.5 hour drive back to Inverness, back to Karen. Gary's giving it, I always get a badge whenever I go. You know, if I've been someplace, I always get a badge. I'm going, Gary, don't fucking do this. You just go ahead, I'll get you at the gate 25 minutes later.
I'd never got one.
Do you know what?
R.I.P. Neil Young's Pono.
Yeah.
Do you know what Gary strikes me as? Gary strikes me as the kind of person that would be raging if he left a major footballing or American footballing event without a programme.
Oh, not a programme, but a pin badge. I've got
just a pin badge.
I've got a pin badge from every Scottish football ground I've been to, from every Olympics and Commonwealth and European Championships stuff I've gone to. And a wee box.
The listeners can't see it, but I'm making a face just now.
Disinterest.
The better thing that happened...
Is it disinterest or disappointment?
See come fucking Armageddon? What the fuck are you going to do with all these pin badges?
Trade them.
Nah, they will be...
Are there pin badges?
You can't trade your anal virginity back, Gary. Once they've took it, they've took it. No amount of Coca-Cola fucking World Cup badges are going to bring back peace to your rectum.
It's just a wee memento of the day, and I can look back and go, yeah, I went there.
See, people
Oh,
do
that was the day I made Chris and Ralph 25 minutes late. Through my childish obsession for enamel.
Because if people do this, I do it with my gig tickets, I keep them all. And people that I do kind of say, it's like, so I've got something to remember the gig by, or at least remember I was there. But it's the block of the same thing. If I get dementia, looking at the ticket's not going to remind me of the thing I bought it or kept it to remind me of. So it's a false economy, Gary. The memories are not going to be the memories when you forget the memories.
The best bit of that is you pulling out a fucking Cortinas ticket for 15 years ago going, oh, I've got a gig in the 22nd of May.
We actually we walked about the city, me and Chris and Fenton, and we had a bit of trouble getting in to Glasgow Green.
Oh, well, give the whole sort of time frame.
Because I've been given, do you know what I've been given, right? So Sparky texted me, I'm playing football with Sparky later as well, and Sparky texts me saying the story, but it's like, you know how when you get the match of the day highlight of the game that's coming up,
it doesn't really
you maybe see somebody hitting the post and you go, I wonder what happened. Yeah. That's what I feel I've been given now by Sparky.
Do you know what we need to mention as well? The person that me and John Gavin met.
Stephen.
Stephen. Twitter handle @StoneBobby. If you want to give him a follow, got in touch to say it was me that you met at Belladrum. And I thought
my name's no Gavin.
Thought it was a Gavin.
Holy shit! So we put out a message on a podcast and somebody actually answered.
Yeah. This is big time.
Got in touch.
This is happening like once every 5 times we do it. This is great.
So me and Ralph met up, parked at the Drygate. Thanks for your free parking. And walked up, and we were going to High Street. So we got on at High Street. Ralph went in for the coffees. I went to the corner and we waited for the first people to come round. But as I expressed recently, Ralph's got me into the cycling. I was fucking really excited about the day. He's been out last night, Slam 88 at the Fruit Market, the Spirit of 1988, Acid House, DJ Pierre, a little bit fragile today. A couple of weeks ago, he said, see if we go to that at the championships, make sure you bring a pot and a wooden spoon.
Because he was going to want food?
No.
Cowbell noise.
But they do have all the fenced up bit that you can just slap as they're coming.
Mate.
I saw cyclists come past him, just slowing down to look at him. What the fuck is that guy doing?
Scrambled egg.
What concerns me is, how did you think you were getting in with that?
No, we've wondered about the whole city doing it, and it's brightened up everybody's day. Everybody's day.
Some people had like bells and stuff like that.
Oh, so it was only when you were going into Glasgow Green that it became an issue?
We've been in Montrose Street, High Street, right down the Salt Market.
Around Glasgow Green.
We've been up and had a look at the bikes at the...
we get right into the bit, the kind of in the pit stop area, basically.
At the feed centre, had a right good look around. The first gate we came to, and those tracksuits that they are wearing are purple for a reason, because they're throbbing.
Have you noticed your girlfriend become a much bigger dick recently?
Or grow a vein right through the middle of her forehead.
She only worked 5 shifts, she was fine. Not any worse than usual.
So I strolled up, casually, in a good mood, smiling, with my pot and pan, but we realised that we were trying to get in the accredited section.
Right, okay.
So, we're looking for directions, going, see if we go this way, are we going to hit another accredited section, or where can the general public get in? Immediately, we get stuck with this boy.
You've never seen somebody's attitude be so stinking so quickly.
That's mine. Oh, that's the weirdest thing I've seen today. Honestly, you've seen the size of this.
Gary's Baltimore Ravens stuff.
You should have seen the size of this boy's fucking face. He had a face like a Zulu warrior shield. And actually, and what's going through my mind is it's going, you're slagging my pot and my wooden spoon. This pot and wooden spoon will be working tomorrow, but the championship's finish and you won't be working tomorrow. You fucking seasonal, temporary work arsepiece. So meanwhile,
then he accused you of terrorism.
I'm keeping it light beat. I'm keeping it light, upbeat. We better carry on. Then we notice that Ralph has an umbrella that is actually a simulated rifle. The handle.
I hadn't noticed it to that point.
The wooden handle of the. And do you know what? This is going to be our first Patreon post. If you want to see the photographs of Ralph's umbrella, we're going to put that on as a Patreon. We'll put the videos, the high street and the pot. It's all faint, isn't it? We'll put them on when we're releasing this. But the end, like the tip of the umbrella, is an actual barrel with a sight on it, and like a trigger at the handle end. So I'm dealing with Rocksteady. I'm dealing with Rocksteady 2018. And a boy breaches out in a purple tracksuit and says, "Hi, I'm head of security for this section. You aren't thinking of coming in with that, are you?" So I'm thinking he's talking about my fucking porridge pot, but no, he's talking about Ralph's provisional umbrella. Ralph's prolly. So we've a bit of sort of kind of going, listen, we're not coming in this gate anyway. And he's saying, well, you're not thinking about getting in over there with it, are you? Like, no, we're just going to blah, blah, blah. Brush the guy off and we're going to walk the wrong way in. So Ralph immediately puts the umbrella end into his jacket, try to hide it. Me and Gary are saying, you're never getting in with that, you're never getting in with that. How you doing thinking of bringing that, you're never getting in with that. Then we get stopped at security because I had a fucking pan.
Fenton walked through, didn't he blink an eye? Just walked straight through. And there was to be fair to them, there was a sign on the outside that said, no imitation firearms.
No. So he's walked in with an Armalite, fucking Thompson gun, waving a Republican flag.
I turned round going, where's Chris going?
I've got my shitty pot and wooden spoon. They say you can't come in with that. I'm like, fucking what? And then another one of these fucking temporary seasonal have-a-go heroes goes, yeah, it says it over there, there's no loud metal objects. So I said, well, it's only a loud metal object if I take the wooden spoon in. What if I get my friend to take the wooden spoon in? Meanwhile, Ralph's already bodied in the venue, shouting, "Pull!" And I think it's at this point that your friend Sparky seen us.
Somebody did walk past and go, "Here, you're going to be on the podcast next week." I couldn't believe it. There
was a wee Irish woman holding the pan, and you can tell going, this does not make any sense to take this pan off the boy. But because she's getting £8.25 an hour, she's going to fucking do it. And she says, listen, you can come back here and get it. I was like, well, I want my fucking raffle ticket. I don't want you...
The first thing I noticed was turned around and just heard him saying, I want a fucking raffle ticket in. And I was like, what the fuck?
So, I don't think she was expecting me back. But I went back for my pot. I went back. I was like, fucking... Do you know what? I picked the scabbiest pot.
Just in case?
No, the scabbiest pot in there thinking, oh, that'll do the job. But I've become so attached to it that every cycling event or every sporting event that requires that noise, I'm going to use the same pot.
Like golf?
He's going to become the guy at Portsmouth of cycling.
The luge.
That's exactly it. Yep.
So what text did you get?
Just that
Your mates are dicks.
Conroy tried to get in with a pot and a wooden spoon, and now he only has a wooden spoon.
It's weird because out of the two, the most weaponizable is the wooden spoon.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
I tell you what, see if I went back there with my wooden spoon and I didn't get my pot back, I was going to go off like a fucking cape. Do you enjoy the cycling?
I did. I mean, like when I went to the open water swimming, you don't really see much.
Yeah.
Especially when we were at the ending. It was kind of 3 deep and a bit hard to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. Like all these things, it's something that you don't always go see. So
it's like all these things. It's made better by a pot, a wooden spoon.
Yeah.
How did you go on at the open water swimming?
Yeah, I mean it was just the Saturday. It was the mixed relay, so it was quite a short course, but it was at Lomond Shores and Bala, so they were swimming out on the open loch, and
is it saltwater?
No, freshwater. The biggest body of freshwater in Britain, I believe.
Okay.
And
good on you. Loch Lomond doesn't really get a lot of promotion. Name me 4 other lochs. I mean, it gets it so right. 1,
Loch Long,
2,
Loch Leven,
3.
Sloy.
the Gear Loch.
Making it up now.
No, Loch Sloy's the one with the
Gear them what?
The Gear Loch.
Gear them what? That's a slur.
Loch Sloy's the one with the dam at the power station.
Love that shit.
There you go.
Love a dam.
Loch Katrine.
Okay. Taking a while though, isn't it? Smith. Would you go again? No. You've seen it and that's it.
Well, I didn't really see anything. The podium that they jumped off of at the start was so large you couldn't see the swimmers behind it, and then they disappeared round the corner very quickly. So all you could see was the kind of support boat.
Mm-hmm.
The most exciting thing that happened was a Hungarian woman forgot to go around the outside of a buoy, and they had to chase after her with a boat waving a red flag at her.
What's it? It's the pronunciation of that word. Is it American?
I don't know what you're doing.
B-U-O-Y?
Boy in the water.
I don't know what that means.
Like a floating...
So not a human?
No.
A mark, right.
Yeah.
No, you couldn't put a child out in the water and say, right, swim round them. That's
got
fucking...
a bell on their head.
Aye.
Could you not, though? Some armbands.
If you timed it, you know what?
Yeah.
You could make it more interesting. You could spice that shit up a bit.
Like if only had enough air in the armbands, it would maybe support it until the point you were meant to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Could it be an added part that you have to blow the armbands back up for the next person?
There's a slow puncture.
Yeah. I mean that would increase. If you know they say drugs in sport would make it better. I think that would give the adrenaline rush that everyone needed.
Yeah, if you don't...
A drowning baby.
Like, you've got to also make sure that the child doesn't die.
Yeah.
What would be the track and field equivalent?
It would make that new championship stand out.
Yeah.
I think the equivalent would be a marshal holding up your child at the 50 metre mark in the javelin. When you had to hit 60.
Yeah.
If you had to hit 60.
No, the relay, a 400 metre relay, but at every 10 seconds they drop the baby. So that's the baton you're passing. You have
relay
to catch
with a child.
Yeah.
And you got yeah.
It's getting dropped, so if you're not there.
I don't know how.
I'm now seeing why we're not in charge of the Olympics.
Yeah. Or if you had a 10,000 metre, just with maybe your mum behind you telling you where you went wrong.
My mum would just be shouting, "Don't forget your inhaler."
Or what if there was somebody? Right. What if there was a car slightly in front of you with your inhaler?
That would be a catch-22.
Feel the burn.
Now we're going to move to diabetes gymnastics. Where you need to complete the full cycle to gain your insulin. Oh, he's fell off the bar.
See, on diabetes, We were discussing
Diabetes isn't like Kate.
We were discussing this last night.
Oh, man, not.
See if you lost your toes
Yep.
and part of your foot to diabetes,
Yep.
what would your opinion if someone then had to lose their legs 4 years later because they had done no adjustments to their diet?
I'm in this position. A guy I went to school with is in that position, and he does drink too heavily. Like when he drinks to excess. And
Yes, these are the exact.
It's like a a sabotage button.
Aye, I mean, unless I was in the situation, I don't know what I'd do. But
So
I think if I looked down and it lost separate at times, so you've lost some toes because they went, look, we have to sever some
And
toes.
then
You've already lost
You've
some
not
digits.
so now you've lost your foot, and they're going, look, you really need to do something about this. Then they're going, look, it's 4 years on, you've done nothing. You're now going to have to take your legs.
I think it depends on their age.
I don't know if a diabetic.
That doesn't matter though. Surely at some point you go, right, my feet are gone. That was quite severe. Or do you think once you lose your ankle, you're like, oh fuck it, dude?
I think if you're older.
I think in certain instances, see after you've lost a couple of toes or you've lost the foot, you're kind of going, do you know what? I'm hobbling about, but vodka is delicious. I don't know if I don't know if the sugar content in alcohol is something that they're chasing. Like there's some kind of bigger dunt. Do you know what?
I just love the sugar in vodka.
It must be like see 16 pints of Guinness and a bottle of gin to a diabetic must be like shagging in a lift. Like, see the fucking danger high. You don't even need to. like how many coke addict diabetics do you know? Not many. Do you know what I mean? It's not the high they're chasing; it's the danger. It's that old one going. See if you asked a smoker, if you knew the cigarette that was going to give you lung cancer, would you still smoke it? Do you know what? And some people would say yeah, and some, but there's just a fucking wild street in diabetics going. The proportion of them that lose limbs through Tennent's Lager is insanely high.
Is it?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, that's what this guy's been told as well. It's his alcohol that's the issue.
See this mate of mine, and I love the guy that spent a lot.
What kind of age?
He's one year younger than me.
Okay.
All the way through school. Me and my mate met him in a boozer, and he wasn't drinking in the boozers that we drink in. Do you know, in the town that we drink in, because he would get sick. He was in 1-2 towns over, and he'd been using that as a regular sort of haunt to get steaming. We went to Wonder one night, and this must be 10-15 years ago. I went into the boozer, and do you know the boozer had his insulin in the fridge? So see his pack, his survival pack, they were keeping it next to the beers that were fucking ravaging his body. But
Maybe,
do you know what? It's free will. It's people's choice. Like, see if you know. It's not as if.
But what if you're the guy who goes and asks for a bottle of Corona, and it's not in the fridge, because this guy's insulin's taking the space? That's when it becomes your problem.
Do you know what? Do you know what the bigger problem for me is? Imagine you were in the last bottle of Corona, and you're like, ah, you fucking drank all the Corona again. He's the insulin. How could I dunce insulin? Do we know?
no idea. Thinking about getting some backstreet insulin.
Backstreet insulin. Dark
What
market.
would be the impact on you if you didn't have?
You
Well,
pass out.
insulin's just basically sugar, right? No, have I got that completely wrong?
I think sugar
That was
releases
what-
the insulin into the body and it regulates.
Right.
But I think it's the pancreas that creates it. But I'm fucking massively guessing. I drink as much as I like because I'm no fucking diabetic.
Same.
Yet. So one of the bigger stories of the week is Boris Johnson saying in his newspaper column that he regards people or women in burqas to resemble letterboxes and burglars.
Right?
I mean, that's confusing though, because he's used examples that are, one's really inflammatory and the other's even more inflammatory, because I just use email for most of my things now.
DPD.
I don't know if I see burqas or postboxes regular enough to have this to be a problem.
The fucking it's just that it's something that's created to. I think he's going for the Tory leadership And see inflammatory comments like that actually sits fine
Yeah,
with a lot of the people that will vote him in. Although they'll say, oh no, we're very open-minded and we want a stronger society, when it comes to the vote, I think a lot of them would say, oh no, privately, in their own head, tiny wee heads, they would say, Boris is quite right, there's too much of this thing going on. And burglars, constantly the idea that burglars wear like a little eye mask and like a Breton stripe and sometimes have a cat.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I've never seen a burglar with a cat. The very idea that there is somebody that looks like a burglar is something can look like a pillar box, right? It's fucking bright red and it stands in the middle of the street. His references are just out.
Well, you don't see a lot of bright red burkas either, though.
That'd be amazing if you did. Imagine somebody
That's Star Wars.
Yeah.
You see that? That's where he's getting confused.
I can't believe that.
And there is note there for burglars that if you are going to become a burglar, maybe start wearing the stripy jumper, mask, and own a cat. Because now you'd be the least suspicious person.
There's a fine line between a burglar and a Frenchman. I think, though, the most embarrassing part of the story is that
somebody published it.
Somebody published it. The second most embarrassing thing is that he's not talking about a burqa, he's talking about a niqab. A burqa is a full face veil. It doesn't have the slit.
Do you know what? I've found myself overcompensating.
What's the one that sounds terrible? More of a neck scarf. So what's the one you can see the full face?
It's a hijab, I think.
Okay.
And what's the niqab?
What's his opinions on those?
A niqab is the cover that has the eyes.
So you can see.
And a burqa is the full veil.
And then there's
one that you can see the full face.
Mm-hmm. See if people wear something. Fucking. It's just. I think Boris and a lot of the people on the right just now are going to say very outlandish things, and then it'll get scaled down very slightly. Like the Overton window are going, right, what's the most outlandish thing we can say? You know, you always ask for more, hoping that you get something 2, 3, 4 down the list. Trump's done that a lot, go and say something.
Yeah.
What about this fucking space thing? Are we going to talk about this fucking space thing?
The imaginary Space Force.
Space Force? Fucking hell. Just because you've got a huge military industrial fucking load of... Yeah, it's very complex. Just because you've got all these fucking industry people, workers, that you've no wars left to fucking fight, you go, what do we do? Tell them we're going to fucking go and fight the aliens. Fucking what? Space Force? He's called it Space Force. He hasn't even called it like SFUSA.
Have you seen
They've called it Space Force.
Have you seen the video of him talking about stealth fighter jets?
No.
And he genuinely believes stealth is invisible. He's going, we have the best stealth airplanes. You can't even see them.
I'm sitting in one.
But the one he's referring to is directly behind him. And it's clear to see.
You're going that it's just not switched on in that yet.
Because he goes to one of the army officers. He goes, "These are the best stealth. You can't even see them." And he goes, "Well, they're very undetectable." And he goes, "No, you can't see them." And he goes, "That's not how it works." And he goes, "I hope that's how it works for what we're paying for it." And you go, "This guy,
this joke has went too far. Fucking get rid of him. Fucking get rid of him."
I'm sure my nephew Kyle, who's 8, was sitting next to me when I was watching this on the news, and I'm sure he looked at me like, stealth doesn't mean invisible. Like he was putting the pieces together as the President of the United States was saying it.
It's when's the midterms? In November?
I'm not even sure.
So what actually happens then? Did they switch? Do a lot of the parties get different response? What happens there? Because I was so confused when someone talked about this.
It's weird. It's like
it sounded like the other party get a bit more power.
Yeah. So imagine,
which seems like the most childish way to do it.
Basically, unless the president is popular, it basically cuts off their power completely. So imagine like Theresa May was a president instead of a prime minister. In the second year, you vote again for all your MPs, and so Theresa May would be guaranteed to still be the prime minister, but Labour could have more MPs. Right. So therefore, every single thing that she tries to do, they just go nah.
Block it.
It's a bit weird that hey, it works for them, and it could make Trump completely useless. That's one way to stop
But it
him.
won't know, because it could make him way more dangerous. Because he's just going to go to Twitter and complain and complain and complain. I think if they restrict his power and vote in more Democrats and try and push against a lot of his stuff, all it'll do is give him, I think, more popularity going forward.
Martyr.
How many lies can you get away with in the house with your partner? So if you tell your partner a lie, how many times you get away with it?
None.
How many times you get away with it?
I can get away with decent lies, yeah. But I mean,
but it's not something you do. This guy is lying on average 17 times a day in the press. Fucking 17.
Did you see during the debate? It was
I've got somebody sitting there not filming me. Every time I see something, just go, no, that's not how it happened. Why is nobody saying to this guy, that's not how it happened? That isn't true. That isn't true. But fuck me.
It's kind of the same here, isn't it? When you see like news coverage and stuff, and you go, well, they've not even, like, what they've just said just clearly isn't true. No one's kind of going, well, hang on a minute, what you've just said there's no. They just go, all right, cool. Well, if that's what you say.
What's been my slogan whenever we discuss things like this?
Fuck Paddy McCourt.
People, I love Paddy McCourt. People don't care.
Yeah.
That's how it's getting away with it. Trump supporters. Have you watched the Sacha Baron Cohen show?
Yeah, I've only seen the first episode.
Very good.
So the guy he does, that's meant to be the redneck disability guy.
Yeah.
His stuff's excellent. So he does one where he's discussing the inaugurations, and he's got a political commentator with him, and he goes, "Would you agree that this is a photo from Donald J. Trump's what does it say? Inauguration?"
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "Yep." And it's somebody holding a sign within the inauguration that says 11:56 p.m.
Aye.
And he's going, "Would you agree that this is 11:56, 11 hours and 56 minutes after the inauguration started?" And the guy's going, "This picture's in daylight."
It's just a sign.
And he goes, "Oh, there was an eclipse." And he goes, "That would mean it would be darkness." And he goes, "No, you're thinking of a solar eclipse." But he plays the part so well.
Yeah.
That is what it's like. If I try and pretend I'm better and don't go on Twitter and look at what Trump says or reads, but you just go on and see something he says. One guy says, "This is bullshit." Another guy says, "Nope, he's our president." Somebody then goes, "He lost the popular vote, he won the vote," and it just becomes a fucking tit for tat, childish thing. And the reality is none of them care.
Yeah.
I'd rather than actually dealing with something that's important. You know, it's this fucking... Oh, it's just a horrible state of affairs. What can happen at these midterms? It gets less.
Yeah, so the Democrats could win the House and the Senate, and it basically means that you can't get anything.
And this
through.
is what Trump's been fearing that a lot of his Republicans are actually trying to force, because they want him out as well.
Yeah.
It's the person that for your work that you invited to your party.
It's like Valkyrie.
And won't go away.
It's Valkyrie. You know how they were all trying to kill Hitler, but none of them wanted caught. So they were playing both sides. They were going to keep friends with Hitler, but see if you guys want to try and steal a bit of power and get rid of him. Make sure we're not caught though, because if he stays in power, I still want my job, because I'm a total hypocrite and don't actually care.
Well, if you're going to use an analogy for world politics, Tom Cruise movies is the way to go. Next week, how cocktail influenced the abortion debate.
Talking of movies, it's good to see that Cubby Broccoli is a fan of our podcast and listens to what we say.
Idris Elba.
He's the current front runner, which is a weird announcement to make. They've not announced that he is going to get the job.
Tell you what.
Well, his tweet last night pissed me off. But I get that this might be funny, but I was like, don't retract it though. So he tweeted last night saying the name's Elba, Idris Elba,
right,
and then tweeted like 2 hours later saying, "Just joking, guys. Don't take it too seriously." And I was like, no, you should have left it at what it was, because all that happened was there was just total racism.
Danny Boyle's doing the next one.
Is he?
Oh, what he tweeted that,
He
and people
tweeted,
"Not in my lifetime will we see an ethnic James Bond."
To be honest, I only looked at maybe a few of the comments profiles, and it was the standard egg profile with about
15 followers.
7 followers, and everything was just racism, right? And I don't even know if they're bots or not, but I just thought, don't retract it. We'll just leave that. But he then went on and said, "Guys,"
is the example.
they're like, "Oh, come on, just leave it. We'll want it. We want to be that Twitter page. You know how the transfer deadline Twitter pages that boast that they got a transfer right first. And you go, the transfer still happened. You being first means fuck all to me and anyone else. That's how the world works.
But it'll be now terrible if they give it to somebody else.
They won't. There's nobody else that can take it.
Do you know what it's going to end up? It's going to end up Helen Mirren. A woman over 50. Right, we're going to compromise. Idris Elba. No, we don't want a woman. Bring the black guy back. We'd rather have Idi Amin than a woman. Do you know what I mean? Why don't I fucking just shut down social media? Just do away with it. Send it like see
because,
really...
because do you know why? I'll give you this one example why. Is because see, in amongst all the shit, there's always a diamond somewhere.
It's ages since I've seen a diamond.
Right, well I'll give you 4 weeks ago, Hibs beat Faroe Island opposition in the Europa League first round qualifier, and they won 6-2 at home and 6-4 away.
Right.
Hibs official Twitter tweeted, Hibs beat opponent A 6-2, 6-4 and will now play Novak Djokovic in the second round. That to me, I couldn't stop laughing when I read that. That was like one of my favourite tweets I'd ever seen. Andy Murray tweeting and talking
about it. But is
it
worth all the hate?
But you can curate your hate and just hide it away a little bit, just to find those things. Like I follow a lot of Rangers pages and there's hundreds of it, but sometimes there's some funny stuff.
No, there's not.
Yeah, there is. Once you get away from Josh Windass being told he needs to die 900 times a day, there's some gold.
There is too much hate and negativity. It's
always been there though.
Yeah, but what we've done is we've validated. We make people think their opinions are important. Listen to us doing a fucking podcast.
Just because you're someone on the internet doesn't mean your opinion matters.
I know. We're on the internet and podcasts, so.
We're just still on the internet.
I'm going to put it on cassette, Gary,
okay.
And we're going to move away from the internet.
This is a stealth podcast. You can't see it. Like see the way like, if a stealth plane went over you, you couldn't hear it, but you could hear it, but you couldn't see it. So we're like a stealth podcast, but you can't see us unless you're two behind me.
Are we still talking about Boris and Burkers, or we moved on to something else?
You can talk about it again if you
like. No, I just wasn't sure where we got down this path.
Do you want a game of fuck Boris Johnson?
Yeah. Fuck Boris Johnson.
Fuck Boris Johnson.
One each straw. Tremendous. To me, again, it's part of the whole. There is no because that controlling Eton, Oxford, Cambridge, all coming for the same pool.
Yeah.
That aren't really in touch with what people's lives are really like. Until we do away with that pool, like fucking how scared are they of Jeremy Corbyn? They're fucking so scared.
Including his own party.
The very idea that somebody normal or not related to the royal family or Eton actually having a bit of power in this country is so toxic.
But see, if he did have all the power, that seems like a genuine reason to be afraid. Why?
No, but
because
it's not,
if you're in the position...
why is a newspaper editor that went to uni in Liverpool scared? Why is... Do you know what I mean? Why is BBC journalists in Manchester, in London, in Glasgow scared? Why are you scared? Fucking tell the truth now and again. Tell it as you see it rather than what's trickling down for the top. Because they're no benefiting.
What you described is just about everything. Every major corporation, every major TV channel, every major X, Y, and Z. That's what they do. Mate, I'm still bitter about the fact that when I was like 19... we get an announcement from our CEO saying not to worry, the rumours of the business being sold are nonsense. And then we were all at a job a week later. That was somebody that was telling that to managers, to tell employees, who then went home with their families and told their families, a job will be fine. People, that's just the way people work. No matter what position it's in, that's just what people do. So see these cunts that know that it's a lie, if their boss goes, go say X, they're going to go, right, fine.
I'll tell them that.
I want to keep my job because realistically I've still got a wife and 2 kids that I need to pay for. So, right, okay.
As Idris Elba, right? See the see the.
Is Idris Elba going to run for Labour and solve this?
Do you know he'd done a great job, organising when he was Stringer Bell. I think he could probably run Labour.
So Idris Elba to be the next Prime Minister and The Rock to serve as the next President at the same time. There's a double bet.
Jeremy Corbyn to be the next James Bond.
Yeah. See, it was another fucking death at that Salisbury.
Another one?
Yeah, is that not the place where all the poison was getting tested and created? And
Yeah, the factory where they keep it.
aye.
Yeah.
Aye, somebody that a vending machine fell on them. I don't know how they died. They said that do you know they kind of just shook it too much trying to get the Twix out? Aye, that place is for the watching for over the next couple of months. So Danny Boyle is directing Daniel Craig in the last one. I think John Hodge that wrote the Trainspotting 2 script as well is involved, so that'll be good.
Is it filming yet? Are they still?
Aye.
Like it's going to be out like next winter probably, or?
No, I think that's just the rough.
Yeah.
So Daniel Craig's still got one to go.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
And then he'll get out of that toxic arrangement that's made him all that money.
Doesn't want to be typecast.
I don't know, which Danny Boyle film do you want it most to turn out like? Slumdog Millionaire or Trainspotting? Do you think James Bond needs more Trainspotting or more Slumdog?
Probably more Trainspotting.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
It's shite being Scottish. And colonised by wankers. Would pay good money to hear Sean Connery say, "Talk show plasmosis." So we'll wait and see what that called. See what that ends up being called. How Danny Boyle gets on with it. But Idris, we're fully behind you. Helen Mirren, if you get it. Saint Mirren, if you get it. We're fully behind you. But it is desperately needing a revamp.
So John, you're up for a banhammer?
Yep, and I'm 100% confident that this is going to get everyone agreeing.
Right. Okay.
So, every year, I think it's now bi-yearly now, which can actually mean every 6 months and also every second year.
6 monthly?
The Oxford Dictionary updates it with new words that are in it. But what happens is they already are adding words that are already in circulation, whether you like it or not. So, lol. The one that got added...
That's not a word.
The one that got added 2 weeks ago. Was chillin'.
Right, without a G?
Yep.
But isn't chilling already in the dictionary?
Chillin' without the G. Chillin'.
Yeah, but...
The slang...
Sometimes with a villain.
The slang, chillin'.
No, but...
Gary, don't try and throw logic.
Okay.
And think of it. Chillin' has now been added. And the announcement, it's more the announcement, not the actual word, and you're focusing too much on the word here.
Okay.
It's the announcement of, just to let everyone know, we've updated our dictionaries, which nobody's fucking looked at, ever. You give it one in primary 7 when you leave school, at a church for some reason, normally at a church meeting, given these things, I don't know what happened. And they go, don't worry, that was where I was all our primary 7 graduations.
Mate, that was a hymn book.
No, that's why I don't understand any of the words in it. And they tell you, oh, I've updated it, the word that you've been using for the last 10 years is now in there.
Right, I'm going to fling a spanner in your works here.
A spanner in the dictionary?
Just to keep keep the flame of debate alive. If they didn't release an article every 6 months or every year and say, oh, we've added some new words, people would forget about dictionaries because they've got mobile phones. So if you were...
It's their only way to keep relevant.
Aye, so it's not like fucking maps have lost the game and dictionaries do not want to go the same way of maps, right? The way people would just go, oh, where's Ben Alder Street? Oh, why don't I look at my AA or my Phillips? Do you know which grid reference it's in? It's cool, I found it, it's on my phone.
Do you know what I feel maps are only for people who want you to know they've got maps, like vinyl. And
do you know what I think? I think, see the way society is actually going, they should actually make an announcement when they've taken words out of the dictionary.
What word, if you could pick a word to remove from the dictionary, what would it be?
Not even, like, do you know what gets in my wick? See,
hyperbole.
Hyperbole.
That's why.
Right, okay. That's a good example.
Hyperbole, because I use it too much, and it's only because it's a fancy word that I understand the meaning of. The only reason.
Oh, I don't know if I'd take any... I don't know if I'd take any out.
Hyperbole, because there's no reason, there's no need for it. You can just say that's a massive exaggeration. I understand that's 2 words, but you don't, because often you'll say the word hyperbole and people will go, what the fuck does that mean? And you're actually wasting more time explaining. All the times you've done that when you could have said that's a massive exaggeration, it's words you're never getting back. So see, when you're on your deathbed and you want to say something important to your family, you're probably going to die before you get the ability to say it.
I would take out the word gullible.
Oh, mate, fucking don't be that cunt.
I would take chilling back out. Do you know what this is? I understand where this is coming from. It's from old stuff that needs to stop because there's no use for them. I've seen people on my Twitter feed that are Green Party members or SNP Party members that are talking about learning Gaelic because they want to stay in touch with the Scottish roots. But see, for anyone, Rangers and Gary yourself, low league football fans at the time who had to watch games on BBC Alba and know that they don't have words in Gaelic for a lot of the new words.
It's enjoyable.
Microwave.
And they just throw in words and you go, oh, that's weird.
Astronaut.
And you go, this is why you shouldn't be a language, because you're not doing anything to update your words. You're just throwing in our words and amongst it, and it's confusing everything. So just accept it and move on.
So your banhammer is you want Gaelic banned?
Now, Gaelic can stay, but people shouldn't learn it unless they update their whole thing. Unlike the dictionary, which...
So you want them to add more words into the dictionary?
Really, I want Gaelic banned, but can we just focus on the news of the dictionary being up? They can update the dictionary. I just don't want it to be a news cycle every 6 months that go, we've added these words. Can you believe we've added these words?
It's the press release.
It's the same conversations.
See if you take that away. What are BBC 5 going to do? They've got a whole segment tomorrow that's going to be that.
I'm convinced it was one of the non-popular BBC radio stations that I'd accidentally put on when it came on.
Let's see what words have most recently been added to the dictionary. Words.
Has Banhammer been added yet?
Let's see. Okay, updates to the Oxford. What I'm really looking for is a Metro article here, isn't it? Hangry.
See what I mean?
That's not a word. That's a portmanteau.
So's mansplaining, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mansplaining is exactly the same. That's when a man. Oh, fucking hell. Let's see if we've got a list. Hangry. Sometimes I mean, if I've not something to eat, I get a bit angry. I'm hangry. Oh, fucking part merchants.
So what did you say those words are?
Portmanteaus.
What does that mean?
Take two parts of words and smoosh them together.
See, well, is that not word joining? Is that not warning?
That's word joining, yeah.
Which is called warning.
Is it?
Well, yes, I believe that's what we've always called. Word joining is warning.
Who is we?
I believe Beatty invented this.
Okay.
But
we should go into the dictionary. It must be new.
Warning's added. Warning.
What about breadcrumbing? Is a popular term used in dating when someone will send you occasional messages to maintain your interest but is reluctant to actually fully commit.
That's a booty call.
Extra and basic are also used frequently on social media to refer to people who are overly dramatic or those who are only interested in mainstream things respectively. Oh, and we're just waiting for coffee to be making. Oh, it's just a lot of shit. Do you know...
You're right, it's the dictionary's attempt to stay relevant.
Yeah.
You know, these words have been used for years, it doesn't matter.
See if you want to stay relevant, see the paper that you write it on, make a fold in it and have a bit of gum at the end so that people can actually use it. Do you know, it's the right thickness, but just a wee bit, it's just... but you do use the phone for everything, don't you?
I forgot how to spell, you know this? I still get super confused. And do you know what makes it worse? Is a lot of the apps are set to US, even though they know it's a UK based one. So I now get confused when I go to write words and going, is it S or is it Z?
Because you're so basic.
Yeah. Mainstream's
extra.
So Chris, is that in? You banning?
Bear in mind, it's the press release, as if it's an event.
So it's just the press release.
It's the event of the press release. Dictionary can do what they want.
I'm saying no. I think dictionaries should be allowed to promote themselves. It's like libraries having the temerity of posters.
No. But what I'm going to say is
take that library sign down. We don't want them fucking reading.
You will update your mobile phone whenever you're told to.
Right.
See if the dictionary insisted that you bought a new dictionary every time they added a word, would you go buy a new dictionary?
See if they didn't advertise towards you so hard when your phone contract was coming up. You wouldn't buy a new phone until your current phone broke.
No, what I mean is, would you refuse the updates, just standard updates on your phone? You wouldn't. You would take the update because you'd assume this is going to be much better, but you wouldn't go buy a new dictionary because you know there's 3 new words in it. They are irrelevant, they are dead, but it can be phone. It's just the press release.
It's only relevant to professional Scrabble players.
See if you could download an app on your phone, I'm sure you can, and they updated that app all the time, which I'm sure they probably do, then okay, that's fine, but they're promoting the sale of a dictionary. Schools still give out dictionaries to people.
Right, mate, you've got 2 ways. It either goes in this or it goes out in this. See if you're trying to banhammer the promotion of dictionaries, then it doesn't go in. If you are trying to say lazy journalism, then it goes in.
Right. Yeah, well, the press release around new words in the dictionary, yes.
So you want journalists to actually ask journalist-like questions of racist politicians instead of fucking about in Oxford and with the people at Collins?
Would you put in the same category the annual press release of baby names in Scotland?
Or Rear of the Year?
Yes, all of this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's lazy press release, non-journalism.
Continuous cycles of the same thing all the time.
Right, I can get on board with that.
Okay. Yeah. Right, we'll keep it like that then. That's what we'll do.
I think you get it in.
Okay, good.
I think you get it in.
So before we go, a couple of people got in touch with us last week to say that they thought the new studio setup sounds good, which is great.
Okay. We're tweaking and tweaking, it'll get better.
I've not listened to it back yet.
Who's the person on the WhatsApp chat that suggested a name for the studio? Is it Sam?
We've got 2.
Oh no, we've only got 1.
Mate,
unless I missed it because there was a lot of chat going on the other night.
It was a sort of weird, like Tom Rood.
Thomas, Thomas suggested the Batcave.
The Trample Batcave. You need to say the full thing.
Did somebody not put forward Trample Batic?
Yeah.
I like the Batic.
That's quite good.
Trample Batic.
It was like, for me, it was seeing the perfect woman and deciding that's the perfect woman when I seen Trample Batcave, and no woman to go past is going to match that. I've fallen in love with the one I've first seen. So the Trample Batcave, for me, I was instantly sold. I was like, that's perfect.
If you've got any other suggestions, also we've done like a wee soft launch on the Patreon. There's going to be some Patreon posts this week, just with the cycling being on. You can go and have a look. If you'd like to get involved in early, what's the address, Gary?
And what, sorry?
The Patreon.
No, you just go to tramplebat.com. There's a orangey button, or a reddish button that says support us.
It's going to go live completely from the first week of September, but if you want to get in there early, fucking $. And we'll buy some new pots and shit and take some more photos and put some more stuff up.
Yeah.
Anything else happening, Gary?
No, I all my plans were heading towards this weekend, so I'm now planless.
Oh, okay. John, you going to yoga?
I'm going to yoga, football, and hopefully I just don't have a cold tomorrow.
Okay.
Cool. See you next time.